What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. This is a quick one. I wanted to touch on the desperation that the donkey unicorns and the ponies are. I mean, they're really grasping at the phantom straws. I don't know. It's weird, but I forgot who it was. I was like, what? Someone put up a comparison of concept art. Which concept art is better? Blade or The Last of Us 2 Factions? And I'm like, first of all, at least our game, Blade, is announced and is coming out sometime. Factions is on freeze. It's on freeze time. It's on nope. It's on you ain't getting that game. That's what that's on. So don't matter what the concept art look like, because you got no game. Your game should have been out like 2 years ago. It's not. So I don't even know why are you still holding on to that? That's like is that a game that you're looking forward to? When you look at all the games that are coming out, all the games that are announced, you know, Factions? I think the problem with Factions is that it's an old system. It's a multiplayer. It's not a games as a service. It's just a multiplayer game that they're trying to put, what, costumes or something into or something? Try to be like Fortnite. But speaking of Fortnite, I haven't tried it yet, but they got the racing stuff and they got the Lego building stuff. I'm like, what the hell is going on Fortnite? I'm like, yo. And I've always said this. I've always thought that they would do this because Epic is crazy enough to. That they would expand beyond the Battle Royale, right? And truly make a metaverse, if you will. But basically, it's a hub where you can play whatever type of version, whatever type of game that you like. And so with adding these 2 more games, because Fortnite is 2 games. Before they added these 2, it's Save the World, which nobody plays. I think they actually ended that, but whatever. Let's just pretend it still exists. And it's really windy. And Battle Royale. And now they have Super Racing and build some Lego stuff. I don't know what they're called, but you know. So now they have like 4 games or 3.5, whatever. And so who's to say they won't put in a turn-based RPG next week or something, or a sports game, or anything. You know, think about a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, a shmup. You know, I think they have a first-person mode, but whatever. So that's. I think the problem with the industry, broadly speaking, is that there are more entities, studios, companies, or people in power who don't have any creative ideas, and they're just looking at what's selling, what's popular, what's trendy, what's gonna make them money. That was Jim Ryan's problem. And they're trying to copy it. They're trying to follow trends. That's Sega. Wow, I'm sorry. That was a bad slip. That's Sony's whole playbook. They have been copying trends for decades. And I forgot to do the research. No, actually, I don't need to do the research because the first CD game was a Sega CD, I believe. Nintendo tried to do the N64. I mean, the Super Nintendo, PlayStation. But we see how that turned out. So Sega came out first. Even though the Sega CD was flawed, it was still the first, to do it. But anyway, I had a discussion in my comments with someone. That was cool. Appreciate. But, like Fortnite is doing these things, right? And like I say, my fear is that these people who are in charge of these studios who have no creative juice. I mean, they have some skills, obviously, because they can make games. I'm not gonna totally take stuff away from them, but a lot of them are just like, yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Instead of saying, okay, what's the concept? Yes, there are no original ideas, obviously, because everything's been pretty much done, except if you want to include some chat GPT dialogue stuff. That's new. But still, as far as mechanics go, everything's pretty much been done. And so, like I say, my fear is that these people will just see what Fortnite's doing and try to emulate it, try to copy, and fail, because no one has been able to copy Fortnite successfully. And, keep it going. They can't do it because A, they don't have the money. B, they don't have the discipline to just keep going. Like, I would say Microsoft is probably the closest company to have that. And I say that for a reason, not because I prefer Microsoft over PlayStation. I know PlayStation for a fact doesn't have it because they have tried many times and failed many times, and they cut it off real quick. What happened to PSVR 2? Where the games come? Where the first party games from PlayStation? Nothing. Okay, anyway, so if you look at the catalog of games or games as a service, which is what we're talking about, games that you're gonna keep on working on, having a studio, create content for years, multiple years. Microsoft has multiple studios doing that right now. Grounded, Minecraft, and other Forza Horizon. I guess Forza Motorsport's gonna go into that category too, since they kind of soft rebooted or whatever. What else? My brain is like foggy, but that example, that 4 or 5 games that I just mentioned, that's an example of Microsoft having the discipline and also the money to do it, to keep it going. And they say, okay, well, the reason why they have, I don't want to say let's say the motivation to do it is because they have Game Pass. They have a business model and system set up so that you need to have games that are there for players to play. Ongoing games and new games. You need a mixture of both. You just can't have because what happens on PlayStation. You get a new game. Oh, everybody playing. Oh, it's the best game selling forever. Not really, but yeah, we counted wrong. And then it falls off. Because it's a single player game. Damon Hatfield. And then it goes all over again. Oh, we got to release something new. Hopefully a lot of people will play it this time too. Instead of making a game like Fortnite, like Grounded, like Minecraft that is evergreen and people play forever, for years until they grow out of it. It's like, oh, I was 5 years old, I was playing Minecraft, then I became 10 years old and I went to Fortnite or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, that's a good little run. If you could get kids to play your game for 5 years and have that on a conveyor belt, basically, like, oh, they had another kid. That kid's gonna be playing Minecraft too. I guess we gotta keep it going. It's like endless money. And Sony's realizing that, oh snap, we should have maybe been doing this endless money thing. And the whole narrative about, oh, Sony won the PS4 generation, so they're winning now, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they're not, because while they sold and got the peace of mind or the mind share of the general public or with the casuals or whatever, they did not create a catalog of long-standing games that are still being played to this day from that generation. I'm talking about a game that started on PlayStation 4, and that same game is still being played by a new generation of players. They don't have that game. That game does not exist on PlayStation. And they dropped the ball. They missed the boat. Now they're trying to catch up. They can't catch up because they didn't have the skill. They don't have the skill. B, they tried to buy the skill, organically growing my ass. And C, they wasted all their money and now they're gonna be bankrupt. Basically, they owe $30 billion. Look. You think people are exaggerating when you say, "Oh, Sony's in turmoil over a PlayStation," blah blah blah. They're down bad. Y'all don't believe it, but just because you're ignoring the facts doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's not true. There you go. Words. And I look. I know Sony's not going to go under per se, would they expunge the PlayStation division or separate it or something or do something? I don't know what they will do because, well, A, they owe $30 billion. I don't know when that's due. How are they going to make this money back? Because PlayStation was the division that was making them the most money. So now that they're like losing money from PlayStation, how's that? Does that affect all of Sony? Does that affect the camera sensors and all that stuff, or the movie division, or you know what I mean? I don't know. And like the leaks. Oh, I forgot the hack. I forgot to talk about that. Let's talk about the hack. Wow, Insomniac got hacked. Wow. Look, I say this every time Sony has bad news because they literally have not had good news in forever. I mean, look, I say they're down bad. People are saying they're down bad. People are laughing at them. How can you look at what's happening over at PlayStation and feel good? As a pony and a donkey unicorn, for real. You know, and don't talk to me about, oh, we got more console sales. We're winning the console. No. You have to look at futures. You have to look at potential, okay? The potential of PlayStation right now is Insomniac. I mean, they got hacked, so sure. I don't know if that stuff's gonna leak, the Wolverine stuff. What they say, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and some multiverse Spider-Man game, possibly. I'm like, they should have been doing a multiverse game based off of the actual movies, you know? But they don't want to do that. They don't want, and it's so easy because the multiverse exists within the movie, the multiverse movies, and it's like a multiverse within a multiverse. Let me explain. So the Marvel's Spider-Man games made by Insomniac is a separate timeline, multiverse in itself, right? So you have that multiverse, you have the MCU Tom Holland multiverse, right? You got those. Let's do it by Peter Parker's, I guess, or Miles Morales' eyes. Right? And so you have the Insomniac Miles Morales, and you have the Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales, which within itself has its own Spider-Verse because he went back to the original, this is in the second movie, he went back to the original universe where the spider was from that bit him and found himself, who is the Prowler, and he's not Spider-Man. Miles Morales in that universe is not Spider-Man, is the Prowler. So that's a spoiler, whatever, it doesn't matter. So with that, they have the ability to make their own version of Miles Morales that's not connected to the movies, so they don't have to worry about storyline or this and that and the third. You can say, oh, this is a different version of Miles Morales, same character, same voice actor, same art style, same all that stuff, but and they have the same, like, you know, what's her name? Homegirl from who's plays Spider-Gwen. Seinfeld. Her name is not Seinfeld. I know it's not. Anyway, Haley something, whatever. So they can have all the same actors playing different versions of the characters. I mean, that's basically what the Spider-Verses are anyway, right? So they could have been done that, you know. But like I said, if Lord and Miller isn't involved, I don't really have that much hope, because as good as the Insomniac Spider games are, they're not as good as the movies. It's not as good. And it's not even about like animation and presentation or anything. It's like that. It's the characters. It's like the first movie was dope, right? The second movie was like dope in its own way because it delved more into Gwen and stuff. I know this movie talk instead of us, but it's relevant because of Spider-Man and Insomniac and all that stuff. But anyway, Insomniac got hacked. And where's the good news for PlayStation? They got hacked, and it's ransomware. So it's like, huh? How somebody put a dirty USB drive on and something? What happened? Oh man, but I mean, look, if you're a fan of PlayStation, you should be concerned because This is the second hack in what, 3 months? And this is what what has come out. There could have been more hacks that they just cut, just like, yeah, we'll keep it on low. We can't have a hack every day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they have more. Maybe they had a hack that was like almost equivalent to the PSN hack back in the day. That's, getting all your information, all your credit card numbers and all that stuff. And y'all still trust Sony? They getting hacked now again. Y'all still trust Sony with your personal information. I don't remember Xbox getting hacked like this many times, this bad. I don't even actually remember if they have been. I mean, they're a software company, so they have some good protections and stuff. But still, I don't know, man. Maybe it's Linux. Maybe it's what Maybe you should get a Windows kernel, Sony. Maybe we should put the Nouveau on your PlayStation. PlayStation so it would be more protected. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy all the things that are happening. All of the ponies, donkey unicorns they're copying with copiums. They're smoking it, slurping it up, whatever flavor they got it, whatever type, whether it's smoke, whether it's gas, whether it's a liquid, pills, whatever the type of copium they're taking it because I've never seen a flip of fortunes this quickly in video games. Usually it's like, oh, they got a good game. Oh yeah, tug of war back and forth. There's no back and forth. PlayStation got knocked over by a bull into the wall and the horn is somewhere. They got messed up. They're down bad. Oh. And you have your ponies, you have your stallions out there that are just like, yo, we're gonna make up stuff because we can't cope. We can't cope with the actual truth that PlayStation's down bad. PlayStation is like, wow. But I try to look, like I say, to the future. What can they do to fix their misfortunes? The only positive thing they have been doing, besides firing Jim Ryan, is still making games that are pretty good. I'm not going to say they are the best games or whatever. And I think that Spider-Man well is about to dry up because Spider-Man, it's 007. It's 007 at the TGA, so they're not winning any awards with those games. They can sell a bunch of them, but whatever. And now, it's another indication. I said this already, but I'm going to say it again. Another indication that Sony's down bad is that they're not putting out any new games, new first-party studio games, big AAA bangers. Where they at? You know what they're doing? Oh, let's put a roguelike part, a roguelite version in God of War, and in some other game. What is it? Last of Us. Last of Us got it right. Yeah, I think they got it, or they're getting it. I don't know. And I'm like, huh? What? Really? That's your solution to satiate your fans, is to add a mode? Yo, they're like, forget the ponies grasping at straws. Sony's grasping at straws. They don't know what they're like. Oh shoot, what can we do? Roguelike. Yeah. How long is that gonna take? About 6 weeks. Okay, it probably takes more. Probably a couple months. Well, when did God of War release? Was it a year? Can't be a year. Might be a year. Who knows? But yeah. Speaking of God of War, Christopher Judge is a knucklehead. Now, not because he said something against Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is now an Xbox game. Not because of that. Not because of fanboyism or anything like that, as far as like me towards him. But the thing about award shows, specifically the Oscars versus the Game Awards, let's just say that. The Oscars are better because they have an actual comedian and comedians writing the jokes. Now, I don't know who wrote that joke. Was it funny? It might have been funny in the right hands. But Christopher Judge is not the funniest or the most he's not horribly uncharismatic, but he's not like, oh, that guy is, oh, I just want to talk to that. He's not The Rock. I mean, come on now. The Rock is just like, psh, I'm The Rock. Ha ha. Jamana. Anyway, I have a bad rock. And a lot of people criticize him for the joke. And I think the problem with his joke is what, one, it wasn't that funny. B, it was delivery. A bunch of problems with the joke itself, performance, the delivery, and all that stuff. The main problem was the actual subtext, in that they were rushing off the recipients of these awards, you know, in order to keep it short or whatever. And that was kind of the whole impetus of this, was him from last year. And how much time did he take telling that stupid joke to take away from, like, the Baldur's Gate actor that was saying something meaningful and important and relevant, you know, for his goofy ass joke it was dumb. The same with Hideo Kojima. Excuse me. Hideo Kojima. He took way too long, and, you know, it takes away from the recipients, which diminishes the award part of it. But whatever. It's Jeff's show. I don't watch it for the awards per se. I watch it for the announcements. And that was the highlights. And my voice is leaving. So I'm gonna leave it there. Appreciate y'all. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the whole Game Awards, whatever. Sony, out of ideas. Whatever else I said, I can't remember right now because my throat is on fire. But I always do. We getting up there in the, almost at 500, which is dope. And I remember I said, I think it was reaching to 400 or 3. I can't remember what it was. But I owe you guys a song. I know that. And also, I'm going to say this right now. When we get to 500, extra songs. So 2 songs when we get to 500. And that's going to be dope, you know. And I'm putting that together right now. Honestly, the one song that I had written already was pretty much done. But it's not the right time to release it because it's I don't want to call it seasonal, but it's kind of seasonal. So, you know. So there's a right time and a wrong time to release certain songs. So that's what's up. So now I'm planning on a new song for the beginning of next year, of the year. So that's it'll be the 1-2 punch real quick. Boom, boom. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Hit me on the comments. You know what's up. Tilt the way down.